Good morning. I've got a quick little job to do in the donkey enclosure this morning. Got my bag of stuff. Ooh. I was going to do this the other day, but I had to buy a new saw because I couldn't find the right kind of saw that we need to do this. Things just seem to disappear. Probably something to do with not having proper storage. Right, I'm just going to go and turn the water off. So as we mentioned in our last video, one of our focuses for this year is just trying to do jobs that, no matter how small, just make our lives a little bit easier and simpler and more ergonomical. So this is one of those jobs. Lately I've been taking water down in watering cans to the donkey enclosure to fill up his water, which is a little bit annoying. We used to have a tap down here which we could open, and that worked really well, but the handle broke off. So haven't got around to replacing it yet, and what I'm going to do is, instead of just replacing the tap like we had it before, I'm going to do it a little bit better and make it a bit easier. I'm going to put a wall mounted tap right above the bucket so that I don't even have to bother about this long piece of piping, which is a bit annoying to handle and manoeuvre. We also sometimes used to get the problem that this black pipe would kind of fall out from where we hooked it on the fence. Moses would kick the tap open by accident, and then obviously all the water would come out, and the enclosure would get really wet and we'd lose a load of water. So just a bad system. This system's going to be a lot better. So we've got this metal tap and we've got this plastic wall mounted piece, so I'm screwing metal into plastic. I'm not sure if I need this tape for that. Plastic on plastic you don't, metal on metal you do, so I'm going to put it anyway. I'm sure it won't hurt. Okay, so I'm going to put the tap about there. The tap is 25 millimeters and I need to go up from 25 to 40, which is the size of that pipe there, which is bringing the water. Just going to go and grab some 32 millimeter piping. I forgot to bring that, but I've got loads of that lying around, so I can just chop a piece off. There we go, look at this. Pretty proud of this. So this, if I've measured correctly, should fit perfectly through one of these gaps. This one. Or underneath, or whatever. Goes back there. There we go. Tap will go there. I've just got to pop to the other side of the fence now and join this bit up. Hey, you'll see. Oops, that's working. Hey, right. That is going to make my life so much easier. Do you understand now? So as predicted, these covers that I bought for the IBCs are rubbish. I knew they weren't going to last, but when I put them on I was very pregnant and very immobile, and they were just the easiest option that we had. So yeah, they've deteriorated in the sun and the wind, and this IBC is our house water, so I really want to get this covered so it doesn't get algae growing in it. So what I've done is I've taken some shade material off the chicken run, which needed fixing up anyway. I've got an extra roll here as well if we need some more, and I'm going to take this cover off completely, chuck it, and invent a new kind of cover with this shade material, which I think is a little bit more long lasting. And then I've got some of this decorative wooden stuff, whatever you call it, and I'm going to try and wrap the whole thing in that so that it looks nice. At least that's the plan. Okay, that's the top bit done. I've run out of wire, so I need to go and find some more. I've laid it on really thick on the top bit because there's not going to be the wooden panelling over the top, so I really want it nice and thick to block out any light. And now I need to go and find some more wire. So here we go, this is how it turned out, and I think it looks quite attractive. If you just ignore the pile of rubble in front of it and around it, I think it looks pretty good. I put 2 layers of this wooden stuff around the 2 sides that are most exposed and just one layer on the inside. And yeah, I don't think any light should be getting in there. I did use a few cable ties here and there, but mostly I just tied it on with wire. Last time I used cable ties in a project, I learned that there are some people who are fiercely anti-cable tie. Well, I'm sorry, I only used like 3 or 4, so don't shout at me, but in some places it was just easier to get the cable tie through than the wire. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Now I've just got 4 more IBCs that I need to do the same to, but that was the most important one. Okay, I've had a bit of a mental block on this job. Not sure why, but I've just been avoiding it. I think it's because I know that I won't get much of it done in the time that I have in a block, like a couple of hours max. So it kind of feels like I don't want to even start it. But I really do need to do it because it's been over a month now we haven't had hot water. And although I don't really mind, Mauro is not a massive fan of cold showers. I tend to just do a workout before the shower anyway, and then I'm kind of grateful for the cold water. It's not too bad, so it's been fine for me, but Mauro obviously can't work out at the moment because of his eye and his need to rest and not exert himself, so he doesn't really have that option. So I think today is the day I just make a start on it and do what I can. So the new water heater, we just bought a new one in the end after the other one broke. The new water heater is going to go here on this wall. This is just outside the bathroom. That's the bathroom there, so we'll be bringing the hot water around the back into the bathroom. And this little area here next to the shed, it will eventually have a roof on it, so the heater will be a bit more protected, which is the plan. However, I don't know how long it'll be until we get a roof on that whole area, so what I'm going to do for the time being is just build a little box to put the boiler in so that it's protected from the wind and the rain. There'll be a little roof on it, and that should help stop the same thing happening again. Well, maybe not, because the problem with the other heater was that the water froze in the components and cracked them, so I don't know if that's going to be enough to stop water from freezing, but it will at least keep it more protected and you know, stop the wind from blowing out the spark and stuff like that, and stop the rain getting in it, which was a problem before. As for stopping water freezing, well, the simple solution to that is just to leave a tap open on nights when it's looking like it's going to be really cold. So hopefully this third heater is the one that we actually managed to keep and last a little bit longer. I'd hoped not to have to use this new bit and just be able to use offcuts from other jobs, but yeah, I made a mistake, so looks like we're going to have to break into this new bit. So I am putting a door on the front of this box, so I'm just marking out where I want to cut out the door here. I think it's actually a good thing that the box ended up being a little bit bigger than I was expecting, because I missed a cut somewhere. Because if not, then there wouldn't be much edge to like support the door that I'm going to cut out, so I think it's actually worked out for the best. How am I supposed to turn this corner? Okay, good morning. First thing we're going to do is attach this door. The good thing about living amongst so much rubbish and bits and pieces from old projects is that you can look in any direction and you'll find something to use for what you need. And I can see some hinges and a bolt over here. We've got the old chicken coop door here, so I might pinch these hinges and this bolt. We've also got old mosquito blinds, so I could pinch some hinges off here. So the next thing I'm going to do is varnish everything with my favourite marine varnish. Okay, well here it is so far. And I varnished all the outside and a bit of the inside as well, everywhere that, well, anywhere I could reach basically. Haven't varnished this top bit because I'm going to put some roofing felt on here, the same as we've done for the cat house, so that'll be covered. And I'm going to have to leave it there for today, I think, because I've got loads of stuff to clear up and sort out, because we're actually going away tomorrow morning, so it's only about 2 o'clock, but I just know it's going to take longer to get everything ready and sorted for leaving than we expect, so I'm going to get started on that now. And yeah, when we get back I will carry on with this. Good morning, so we've just got back. Well, we got back last night. We were only away for one night actually, and we've had a little bit of a problem while we were away with the tap in the donkey enclosure that I made earlier. Came back and found it half open and the donkey enclosure all wet, and we've lost all the water in the deposit that feeds that tap. Sorry. So obviously the donkey brushed up against it or nuzzled it or something, which I was kind of surprised about because I thought the bucket there, like in the way in front of it, would stop him going close to it, but clearly not. So I think what we're going to have to do is put some sort of like a box around it just to protect it from him, but where I can get my hand in to open and close the tap to stop that happening again. It's annoying because it's more work, and I thought I had just fixed that problem, but I seem to have just created another problem. The water's alright, it'll come back in a few days. It won't take too long to refill, but yeah, it's an annoying waste of water, and now I've got to do something else to fix a problem that I just created. Okay, I'm going to make a bit of a little box thing to protect this tap with some of the leftover wood that we've got. Got a bit of a plan here. Let's knock something together and see how it goes. Okay, this is what I've come up with. I'm just going to go and give it a final check to see if it fits correctly. It's pretty rough, but it'll do the job, I think. There we go. That's how it turned out. I'm pretty happy with that. I can still reach in here, open the tap, stand out of the way, open the tap, and good luck knocking that off, Moses. Grape jam from last year. Surprisingly good, even though I didn't take the seeds out. Okay, so the roof is coming off. Sorry, constantly snacking. Yeah, I had done it in wood, and I was just thinking that, yeah, Una! Yeah, I had done it in wood, and the thought just suddenly occurred to me that the exhaust is gonna come out here, and it might be really hot. Well, it will be really hot. I don't think it'll be hot enough to like spontaneously combust the wood, but better safe than sorry, so I'm gonna put a metal roof on instead. Going to help. Just what we need. Ta-da! If the heater doesn't fit in here now, I am going to lose my mind. Yay! Okay. Oh look, good timing. You impressed?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting like metal fixtures. This is properly engineered.
I just used what I could. And look.
Oh, it's already in there.
Yeah?
Amazing. That's so cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It looks awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find a new spot for the pizza oven, but apart from that,
yeah.
great.
I just need to invent some sort of a latch hook thing for this, but I'll find something. You impressed?
Awesome job. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed, yep.
Hot showers are just around the corner.
Yep. And eventually this, we could even like, if this becomes sort of like a utility area,
yeah.
Which I think this could be a prime spot for a washing machine.
Yeah, exactly.
In the future. We could like close this because like it doesn't, like it's not very aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, or we could have like a pretty gate like across the front or something like that.
Like one of those made out of caña or something like that.
To close it off, yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, what do you mean this isn't aesthetically pleasing?
Well, it's a utility. It's great for what it is, but if you're sitting here having lunch, you don't want to stare at this.
I do, because I made it and it is lovely. So yeah, a few things to point out. These brackets, I did what I could with what I had. These were left over from the solar installation, and yeah, they seem to have worked fine. The unit is like out from the wall because, well, partly because the roof gets in the way, but I also deliberately didn't want like water getting trapped in between the wall and the back of the wood, so I wanted it to like sit out from the wall, so that was deliberate. I've left a bit of space on this side so that we can get in and point these stones at some point when we do make this area a little bit nicer. And yeah, ideally I would have loved to plaster, like render this wall first and paint it so that it was done behind the unit, but I'm trying really hard not to make one job turn into
more important
10 lately, so I decided not to do that and just get it up. So how are you doing, Mal? Everyone wants to know.
Yeah, I don't have pain in my eye anymore, and it doesn't hurt when I move it, which is great. If I only look with the left eye, like everything's like deformed, so I still don't have like all of my vision, but it's pretty good. I would say that I'm pretty recovered by now. I have a checkup later this week, and then in terms of weight, lifting weight and doing physical activity, I'll ask the doctor this week what can I start doing. But yeah, been slowly increasing the weight that I can carry with Santi because he keeps gaining weight. So yeah, Santi's a bit poorly today, but yeah, he's okay. We're okay. And I go back to work next week, which is very sad.
Do you want to do the video ending? You know how it goes?
What do you mean?
The ending?
I don't know the ending.
Yes, you do. How many videos have you watched?
What's the catchphrase?
The catchphrase.
That's all, folks? That's what you need? That's what you say?
What? Go on,
What's
give it a
the
go.
catchphrase?
Give it a go. Go on.
I don't know what the catchphrase is. What do you normally say?
Do your own catchphrase then.
I don't... That's it for this week. See you next week. Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Bye.
Vote in the comments if you prefer my ending or Mauro's.
That's all, folks.
Just found the saw I was looking for earlier. This is the saw
Yeah,
that I
know.
replaced.
Where was it?
It was right here.
Great.